Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Man, who's 91?
Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start, but I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
He's talking to Ryan Kerrigan and who I'll find out.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the all-time passing leader in NFL history at 40 years of age now, Drew Brees.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, let's go. Let's get there.
Now Brees. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
Jed, you guys learn how to do that. Just hit square instead of flicking that stick. We so trained to flick the stick.
On the offensive side of the
now
ball.
they want us just to hit square again.
To really hurt their performance and hold down their production.
Go back to the beginning.
I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Come on now, let's get it.
Now Brees on 3rd down. Going deep for Hopkins. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Time, baby. You ain't did nothing in a while.
They envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game: 18 carries, 58 yards.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnson.
Thank you, Brandon.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
On third down, James.
Oh,
They'll be
come
taken
on. I was
down.
throwing
The
it to
Jets get
Julio.
in there for
Ooh,
the
that's
sack. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
My
It
nose.
always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
You'll never get no counter bounces. Not the users.
New York set to take the field. They were
already got you
intercepted the
one
first time they had the
Don't let us
football,
get
but
you
now they get
thrice.
it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Intercept.
Blitz
Look at
coming,
that.
and down he goes. D Ford in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
17.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to put a screen.
And he goes
18.
down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. D Ford in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the
This
season
play
for
right
him.
here,
He's
nickel
NFL
double
sack
A
leader
gap,
coming into the
mid
game,
blitz at
and
the
now
top.
that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some
That play
separation
right
from
there
spot 1 and 2 in that sack
is
category.
responsible
After
for
the
more
sack,
than
they'll
half
come
my
up now,
sacks.
3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to
More
try and
than
get some
half.
space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead.
And we got a safety. Look at
Geno
Geno
Atkins. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th
That was supposed to be a
down.
safety.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
moving, carrying
the last
him
drive,
around,
the first drive
so he
for
ain't
them, not
staying
very
in
good.
one spot.
3 and out. Where do they go to here?
Smart play.
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
7.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Still believe in you to be somebody.
The first down carry here for Johnson.
Dang,
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
it's going to be hard running
No
on
gain
A.
on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
That much I do know.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Watch the screen. Check 52.
Still going to stay the same on the edges.
Now James to
Or
throw on 2nd
he
down.
might not even have time to
Nowhere
throw.
to turn here, and he's going to go down.
Jerry Hughes.
Back at about the 37-yard line.
Man, you
the
was nothing
veteran
but a
Jerry
one-hit wonder
Hughes
with
drops the
Buffalo.
hammer in the
You ain't nothing
backfield.
since then.
And they
Now
weren't in zone
got you.
coverage. They were in man, and
Oh.
each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, my
He's gonna
goodness,
go down
bruh.
again. Jerry
Taylor Warren, you
Hughes
straight
able to
trash,
record his
dog.
5th sack of the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has
dog.
allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's
got
going to
the foot
reshape
for it.
what they decide
We
to
got
do
the
on
foot.
offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when
You
he
got the
popped
foot
out,
for it.
shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So it's not an NFL record,
All
but
right.
it's not far off. That'll go in the
See
books as
Taylor
a
doing that to help us
61-yard
out.
field
Right
goal.
side.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field
missing
goal
not
on the
just
other side of midfield?
pass blocks,
The
but
ball
jump
got
balls.
halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it. But it's just
Because I know it's Melvin Ingram. DeAndre Hopkins, Alshon Jeffrey, Nicole Hardman. Look at that speed demon. Okay, now you ain't got no left tackle. Man, you ain't got no offensive line at all. Yeah, you gonna line him up. Montez Sweat. Casey Hayward. Knight. Marcus Williams. Mr. Tackle to let the Minnesota Vikings go to the doggone NFC Championship. They still ain't forget you yet. But we gonna keep on going with this play right here.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it.
On first, we gonna give up on the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a one-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
One of the steals of the draft.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. He finds Hopkins complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
All right, we got to get quicker routes. Quicker routes.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Gotta get quicker routes so that way we can help our line out because apparently they gonna be struggling.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, Johnson showed a good move, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Show nothing. Got a pretty good defense.
James from the gun on third down. He completes it to Julio Jones.
Julio, I didn't risk
the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. First catch for the NFL's leader in receiving yards a year ago, and a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Yeah, throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Let's try this out because we ain't did nothing with this yet.
Johnson running right. And bulldozing through multiple tackles. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw is James on third down.
Oh, dang.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
Goodness.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time.
A big rush, and it's blocked. Jets come after him, and they get him. And all the way in.
Take a little bit extra time.
New York.
Bobble the ball.
In for the score.
Get the block.
And the Jets have taken the lead.
That's what they live for.
Partner, as you well know, every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens.
Like, if you gonna block it straight up. Don't block it.
They handled it so well after the block.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's playing pretty well.
I want to hear you playing pretty well. I want to hear we winning.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He's checking, he's checking.
On second down, it's Johnson, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, Johnson. Hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
1 touchdown before the half.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough.
Look at that.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That's what I want. We want to run at this fool.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
You just want us to be stupid by saying that.
Here's James on 1st and 10. And this is caught by Watkins. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Flushed out right. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson.
Touchdown,
baby. And takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, It's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown.
Very looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Hold the left stick to get your angle, and then you
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
That should be good enough.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw, it's Brees. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Brees going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Look at that. And we got two more
going to go ahead and use their first time
Look at
that. As they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
That play alone.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
So much disruption.
To return is McKenzie. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
At the left end, which is for you.
On the NFL scoreboard, 2nd quarter in Nashville. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. Carson Wentz with 1 touchdown pass thus far. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. James now. Throwing to start the drive. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
I just want to see that free safety just come to the center of the field like he playing cover 3. That's all I need to see.
From the gun, James. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
We're going to shift the help over that way.
Back to throw. James.
Wow.
And the pressure gets to him again.
I walked into that.
So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
Chad, if you could
this is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8.
But it also helps you get the ball out quicker.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
But you see how much one person wrecking things.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
My goodness.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And it's a touchdown for the Jets.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Gonna bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of 2 there, second down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Oh, my goodness. We had him.
Misses the target, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk. Come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Breeze hands to Ingram.
No.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
All right, y'all know how this goes.
A quick throw there out to Jeffrey. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
They throw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Throwing now is Breeze. They go screen.
Wow.
This is Ingram. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle.
Okay.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up the first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Hyde is the lone man in the backfield here on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Carlos Hyde, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Johnson. He's got a first down past the 30. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. James. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. They'll run on first down. Johnson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Now James. Throwing on first down. He completes it to Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. A heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, Looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
Blocked anybody on the Jets line because you know that's his job. He is supposed to block everybody else.
In his defense, I got it.
See what I did there?
He needs better protection, that's for sure. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. James operating from the gun. And the Jets pressure too much. Down he goes. Jerry Hughes in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
New York set to take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Ingram again. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Here's Breeze to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. McKenzie now to return it. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. To throw is James. On first down, and this one's incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
And you pressing home?
Mike 57.
Here's James throwing again. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 19.
And the Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he finds who else? Watkins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Back to throw. James. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Julio Jones. His 6th touchdown of the season as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
Big score. First step in their attempt to climb back into this game.
Yes, but still some work to do as they get within a score here. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away.
We got a chance.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
We can't give up run gaps. We got a chance.
Bree's going to throw here. Caught here by Griffin. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Wins it.
Ready? Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Get me in best field position as you can get.
This is taken at the 23.
Just get
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And that will come the offense as they take over.
35.
So now the Jags down by 2. 1:06 to play. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. Checking in on Houston. It's in the 4th quarter there. And the Texans, they have scored again and moved in front by a couple of touchdowns. Jared Goff, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Sure do. I need that catch.
Line of scrimmage with 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Like, can we at least get a catchable ball up in this one?
So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
James now throwing on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
No surprise, they try to throw the ball on fourth down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
A little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
Get
right?
your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and it was a game where they got out to a pretty good size lead, and then they had to hang on for dear life at the end.
Not exactly how you would draw it up. You would continue to score and find ways to keep your lead pretty well throughout the game. But they did find a way to win, as you noted, hung on at the end as the big rush came at them. Fortunately enough, they put enough points on the board to have enough of a cushion that they're able to survive what happened in the fourth quarter.